defeated down and out, and all your problems make you wanna scream and shout. So when you walk down and give up your last, and all your tears have filled up your cup, keeping it real with Stephen Michael. Never give up, Stephen Michael. Always keep moving forward. Stephen Michael. The storms of life comes in many stages. Remember, the book of life has many pages. Keep looking for hope and faith when you lost at sea. Keeping it real with Stephen Michael. Never give up with Stephen Michael. Always keep moving forward. Stephen Michael.
Always remember, you matter, you are important, and you make a difference. Keep smiling and dancing with DJ Brian. Rest in peace to our true hero, Johnny. Welcome aboard, Keeping It Real with Steve Michael. Episode 335. Oh my God, I got to mix up everything. As I share it out, I'm going to be going solo tonight. DJ Brian got stuck working. I had to do Audible. DJ Reggie's not around. So you're going to have me. And I had to come on tonight. As I share this out to everybody on my pages, I had to come on tonight for a lot of reasons. First of all, I hate talking about, but we just lost a fourth active member of the NYPD, active in service, took his life. That's 4 active members this year. I just did a show 2 weeks ago. We lost an officer, that was number 3. And I don't like to refer as numbers because we're all not numbers. But what I want to talk about today, it's going to be a lot of stuff. I mean, I have a lot of stuff to talk about. It's going to be fast moving, hardly no music. It's going to be me. Like the old days, me just going raw, unscripted, where I want to go with everything. Definitely suicide, a big topic. As we saw, we lost a lot of people, and just like my 80s relived all over. Ozzy Osbourne passed away. Hulk Hogan passed away. Malcolm Jamal Warner from Cosby Shows passed away. Chuck Mangione from the song, he passed away. And it brings you back into reflection. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about motivational. And this is what this show's about. So for everybody out there, I just got to, as I share this stuff out to everybody on my page right now, I just don't want anybody to give up. I know that the world sometimes is heavy. We're going through a lot sometimes. And believe me, you're talking to someone that probably, as much as I'm a motivational speaker, Ina, how are you? Reggie, how are you? And how are you? I know DJ Brian was on, Brian Beeks was on. So somebody who has I never took karate, so I can't say I have a black belt in karate, but I do have a black belt in, probably beating myself up. But at the same time, I have probably a brown belt in repairing my conscience and moving myself focused. So, I'm always a work in progress like everybody else, but I'm here to tell you and everybody out there that, this world's a better place with you in it. We will talk about suicide in 1 second as I share this to my Keeping It Real Steve Michael page, and then I'm all yours. Just remember this, no matter what we're going through, and we're all going through something. And, I watched the movie, The Unbreakable Boy. As I'm getting ready, I could multitask. I watched it on the flight. I went to Turks Caicos with my wife. We had a beautiful time relaxing. On a plane back yesterday, I watched this movie, The Unbreakable Boy. It's a true life story about a young boy who was autistic, and he had a disease where his bones break very easily. And the whole movie was amazing about the family. And there's one part in the movie I want to talk to everybody about. I just send it out. Where life happens. They're dating on 3 dates. I'll just give you a little synopsis. I don't want to ruin the movie because I'm not going to, but they get married. She gets pregnant, has Osman, his name was. And long story short, there's a part of the movie where, like everything, we have crisis in our life, And what happens is, in this movie, what happens one of the lead characters in the movie has a breakdown, like we all do at times. Overworked, overstressed, maybe took the substance, alcohol. Yeah, that was his outlet. And it was bad. So long story short is, in the movie, he has a breakdown. The life hits it real bad. Everything happens at once. And he has to go live at home with his parents. All right? And there's a scene in the movie where the mother takes a coffee cup and tells him to throw it on the floor. And he's looking at it like, because every time she would get mad in the house growing up, she would throw stuff, break it, right? And he takes a cup, and he throws it on the floor, and it breaks in like pieces. He looks at her like, well, are you crazy? And she goes, see that? That's broken. We're all broken. We're all broken in our own way. And that really hit me because we are broken. Somewhere during our life, I always say I was broken, lost, abandoned, forgotten about. Somewhere during our life, we end up going through something. And we all get broken one way or the other. And in the movie, he puts the glass back together. So here's a long story. I said, when we're broken, it's not a bad thing because we all have been through something that maybe, maybe we wish we wouldn't go back and do it. We don't want to go back to that place again, But guess what? We're all broken. And what defines us is how we put ourselves back together. And that's the moral story. How you put yourself back together after we are broken, that dictates how we are. So if you look at the movie Rocky Balboa, if you look at Rocky, no one remembers the champ. They always remember the battle we're in. And life is a battle we're in right now. So that's why I want everybody to know, nobody will ever remember, how many times we got knocked down. They're always going to remember, do we get back up? Do we get back up on our own terms? So let me start off with the phone numbers. Are you there, Bobby? So we're going to start with suicide, and I'm going to go all over the place. It's going to be a great show. I wrote a lot of stuff. You're going to love it, all right? Let me start off with suicide. For my NYPD family out there, I'm going to give you phone numbers. And for everybody else, I'm going to give you phone numbers too. This is a family, keeping it real, Steve Michael. It's all about a movement of faith, hope, mental health awareness, never giving up. You matter, you're important, you make a difference. We're in this world together. There's only one race, the human race. We're all here together, pick each other up because we're all broken. So for my NYPD family, you feel hopeless, helpless, you need to talk to someone, plenty of outlets. First of all, it's PAPA. It's independent from the police department. It's confidential. You call a number. We'll get back to you. Active members like myself or retirees. It's 1-888-267-7267. We'll get back to you to help. There's Employee Assistance Unit for uniform and civilian members of service, NYPD. Call number 646-610-6730. We'll get you help. Chaplains Unit for NYPD, uniform, civilian, retirees, actives. Again, you call a number, chaplain's going to get back to you, 212-473-2363. But this show is for everybody. If you feel hopeless and helpless, you need to call someone, you need to vent. Suicide National Hotline. Text 988, call 988. There's help for you. Over 22 Veterans Day commit suicide every day. That's a staggering number. This show is here to help you. And for my firefighters and EMS personnel out there, there's a helpline, 1-888-731-3473. Please call that number. Juan Miguel, how we doing? How are you going to get help? We get help. That's what this show's about. I'm not here to compete with anybody. I'm not here to tell you to call this one and that one. Whichever you do for help. So let me talk about 4 active members of the NYPD took their life this year, and like 2 in the last 3 weeks. And it's staggering. It's numbing. I started the show 2019. We had 10 active members in uniform take their lives. Active members, and we're not talking about retirees either. There's a lot of retirees. So, what could I tell you? I mean, we lost Officer Erico. We just lost Officer Sloan. Abiola Erico, Michael Sloan, to suicide. And I'm just going to tell you, there's a lot of help. I want to give a shout out there to New York Blue Rose. Their family members who lost loved ones to suicide in the NYPD. Marianne McGinnis, we all know her from my show. She's part of that board. Amanda Mullaney, Marianne Davino, Carol Murphy, and Marie Rossiter. They're all doing a great job. They're friends of my show, the New York Blue Rose. I do this show for everybody. I do this show for anybody who's fighting a battle. Because at one time I fought a battle I think I was like David versus Goliath. And Goliath was depression. And everybody bet against me. You know, I went in there with probably less than only one rock. You know, he had 3 rocks, David, you know, in slingshot. I probably went in with one rock. The betting line was like 1,001 against me. He's not going to make it. You know, this guy's a walking dead, like a zombie. And in the end, you know, God spares us all. And this is why we do the show. I don't want anybody out there thinking there's no hope or help out there. There's plenty. To ask for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Yes, they keep saying depression is a stigma. They do. Listen to me. Is stigma? We all got stigma then. 50 million people suffer from depression a year, serious depression. 50 million people suffer from serious depression. That is the largest ocean in the world, depression, that we all swim in at one time. Now, if the shock of depression goes you, okay, we got to still survive a shark bite. We get out of that water. If the jellyfish of regrets stings you, we get out of that water. We get to the lighthouse. If the sea monster of sadness tries to swallow you up, you got to get out of that water. If the whale of anxiety is coming for you, we get out of that water. Why? God never said it was going to be easy. He said it's going to be worth it. Fighting our fight, living our life is always worth the battle. Listen. It's not easy. Life is not easy, but that's what it's called, life. Life is a journey. Ups and downs, ins and outs, hills and ups. It's like a roller coaster. Big drops, which I don't like. Upside down sometimes. I don't like a roller coaster like that. It's like that. You hold on tight, close your eyes, and it's over. What I could tell you, when my mother went through, and a lot of us go through, a lot of us stuff we worry about, in the end, it works its way out. It works its way out. I don't know how it does. It does. It works its way out. So, biggest thing, another thing before I get into this. Oh, Nikki Blue Eyes is out there. Hey, Nikki Blue Eyes, how are you? Joe Risco's out there. Brian Beeks, Johnny Cakes is out there. R.S. Murphy's out there. Lawrence, I think she's out there. Jacob. Chris Alzarak, Billy H. Everybody from the boroughs out there. From my Hannibal, I think Norm's out there probably watching. DJ Reggie's watching for the building. Maybe the Chief's watching. So September 27th. Could you put the flyer up, please? September 27th, all right? Wherever you are, it's going to be a great event. Project Thank Cop presents a night of inspiration, and I'm honored to do a live show on that with a great team of Project Thank Cop. Andy and Megan do great work. They do for first responders all the time. They started in 2020. And they do so much work for the first responders that it's amazing. I just volunteer my time to do a show with them. I'm honored. This will be our 6th one. And on September 27th, not only am I honored, we're honoring so many great heroes that I keep doing this on duty and off duty. But first of all, my family is going to be there. DJ Brian and DJ Reggie, House, Makia singing, Greg the Entertainer Mackey, Selly singing, all right? Dennis Costafari, retired second-grade detective, singing Kenny Rogers, and maybe I'm going to bring his group in a doo-wop. It's going to be a great night. Lenny Coco honor the Chimes honoring Lenny Coco. But who we honoring is most important. Now listen, everybody that walks in that room, the guest, we're honoring you. Because everybody that walked in the room suffered so many days that we don't know about, yet are still standing and still smiling, still moving. So that's what it's about. For everybody who watches at home, the show is always for you. I came on my vacation, got home late last night, and I knew I had to do it because I want to talk suicide. We lost another member, and I don't want to, go from there. So this show is going to be great. On September 27th, we're honoring Chief of Transit, Joseph Galata, does so much on duty and so much off duty. We're honoring Sergeant Johanny Monegro, the president of Latina Women's United, all right? Officers Women United. Does great work on duty and off duty. Sergeant Crystal Pineda, New York Dominican Officer Society. We're honoring her, the president. Honoring Michael McPhee, PBA trustee of Transit. We're honoring him. Police Officer Joseph Strong, the Manhattan trustee of PBA. We're honoring him. He does so much work with on-duty, off-duty members of the family, the Anchor Club, and now the New York Blue Rose is going to be part of being, they're going to be there too. And I know the Line of Duty families are showing up and the Anchor Club's showing up, and we do this show for everybody. And that's what it's about. When I come into the room, and let me tell you, we're going to switch it up this year. I haven't talked to her yet, but she will sing. Makia probably will sing Simply the Best. And that goes out to everybody in that room, everybody watching on TV, the Keeping It Real Steve Michael family. It is a movement of positivity, faith. We don't let the haters. We don't let the haters bring us down. We don't let the buzzers buzz us. We don't let any of that stuff happen. And we go forward. And there's always going to be a hater. That means you're doing something right. If there isn't haters in this world, you're not doing something. That means, you know what? You step out of your comfort zone. You do a podcast like me. You come out of your comfort zone. You speak from the heart. 99% of people are going to come to the light, and they're going to want to watch it when they need it. And that's great. Always 1%. They want to fly around and try to darken the light, but we don't let them because this is a movement. So that's what we're going to talk about. Suicide, my NYPD family, please don't, I'm going to get into statistics in a minute. I'm going to get into everything, but I want to start with, as I said, Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, Chuck Mangione, Malcolm Jamal Warner, all the 80s, growing up. We all had them on TV. We know them, Hulkamania, Ozzy's show, Theo Huxtable. I mean, Chuck Mangione played that song. Whatever, something like that. So they're all gone. And it brings us to think about what is life. And I'm going to tell you right now, every minute someone leaves this world behind. The line. We're in the line without knowing it. We never know how many people are before us. We cannot move to the back of the line. We cannot step out of the line. We cannot avoid the line. So while we wait in line, make the moments count. Make priorities. Make the time. Make your gifts known. Make a nobody feel like a somebody. Make your voice heard. Make the small things big. Make someone smile. Make the change. Make love. Make up. Make peace. Make sure to tell people they are loved. Make sure to have no regrets. And make sure you are ready to when our time goes in that line. And when I thought about all these deaths, and then you hear officers, young officers take their lives, it really puts life in a perspective that, we're all on borrowed time. I say we're in hospice. We don't want to look at it that way. We don't know when the number's called. So the thing is called the clock is running. All right? So this is my testimonial Thursday. I don't got a DJ today. Yeah, I love Brother Love's Traveling Show. All right? Clock is running. As we get old, we start to realize the clock is running in our lives. Some people think it's the hourglass from the Wizard of Oz. Some people look at that wrist, imagine a watch, but most of us look at the wall in our house, in our job, in the church, in the restaurant. We see it's a big clock with the hands of time moving quicker than usual. To some of us, that clock is as big as the Big Ben watchtower. We know the clock is running, but at times we think we have plenty of time to get the T's of the world done. That's right, the T's. First T, task, work, chores. We think we have enough time to get it done. Second T is tonight. We think we're all guaranteed tonight. The third T is tomorrow. We think we're all guaranteed tomorrow. The fourth T is today. We think we're all guaranteed today. And the other T is thoughts to put on paper. We all got to put it on when we still have time. And this is not being depressive. Why I realized about the clock that is running harsh reality when I lost my mom, failed a test in school, failed a relationship, lost a friendship, or watch our children become adults. The clock on the wall of life is running, so always remember to do these things while we still have time. Pick up the phone, check on who matters in your life. Amen. Say thank you, I'm sorry, I love you. It goes a long way in someone else's life. Amen. Pay the extra money. I did. Book a trip. Make memories. That's all we leave behind in this world. Amen. You hear that? Can't save for a rainy day. You got to live this life. 4, tell your children, your family, that they matter, they're important, they make a difference. Say hi to someone who needs to hear that. Listen to them when they talk. You might just save someone's life. Live every day like it could be your last. Wake up with gratitude, with passion, with a purpose. We can't change the clock batteries and stop the clock from moving. But what we can do is try to live our life, not just to exist, but to actually live life to the fullest. Take that chance to change, to live like we're dying. Because in reality, we're all in hospice, just that we don't know when our last day. So, Tim McGraw wrote a song, Live Like You're Dying, for his father. Tug McGraw was a Met pitcher, Philly pitcher. And he talked about it. He went skydiving, ran Rocky Mountain climbing, went 3 seconds on a bull main, Fu Manchu. He loved deeper, learned. You know what happens when you get a diagnosis? You start enjoying life. And when you beat a diagnosis, you start enjoying life, the little things. I want everybody out there to think about this. No matter what we're going through, and we're going through a lot, we have to think about positivity. We have to think about what will get us through. We have to think about what we do in this life makes a difference. Look, people will write about you. They'll sing your praise. They'll bury you the next minute. That's life. You go read a newspaper, There's the pros and cons, all right? You turn on social media, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. They knock you down. Or if you put a picture up they don't like, they'll make fun of you. But guess what? We can't let what other people think about us dictate us. And if you're battling a battle right now, the only thing that should matter is how you make yourself feel, not what other people say. Now, we're there to help you to make sure you don't drown. We're going to offer you a life preserver and tell you it's all right. Come to the shore. But you got to start living your life. I was at the resort in Turks Caicos. This big guy, tattooed up, 6'5", tattoo sleeves, looked like the Undertaker, all right? But younger. Had a shirt on. Don't let the hard days end you. And he had a little police symbol on it with the memorial in the back of the shirt. So, I'm Quiz. I talk to the guy. The guy does, boxing, mixed martial arts, and we just start talking about life. I tell him what I do for a living, what I do. And he tells me what he does. And he wore that shirt. And I don't let the hard days end you. And that just stuck with me the whole trip. Don't let those hard days end you. And we talked. And we exchanged, life stories, And you will never know him looking at me, what I've been through, and me looking at him, or they ever guess what he was through. And in the end, you know what? Became buddy. Seeing him walking on pool with his family, my family. And guess what? Everybody's battling the battle. And that's what this is all about today. You don't know what someone's going through until you take a step in their life. You don't know what you're going through until you tell somebody. And that's what this show is about. Reach out. Talk to someone. Reach out and talk. Let them know what you're going through. My phone has been blowing up since yesterday and today, and different people from the past reaching out from this show. So I'm going through it right now. And my clock is charged. The battery's ready to help everybody, and that's why I do this show. But sometimes I want to go live to tell you, don't give up. I know you feel overwhelmed right now. I know you think everything that was in order in your life, the dominoes are a little scattered now. They're not, your OCD is like it's out of whack. They're not directly behind each other. I know that could drive someone crazy in their mind. And when I say crazy, it's the anxiety, the thought that always goes on and on and on and on. I know you might be thinking right now, you know what? It's a lot. I'm drowning. I'm telling you, God has a life preserver. I'm telling you not to give up. I'm telling you, it's always darkest before the dawn. It's always toughest before the fight is over and you get back up off the canvas. People have relationship issues. People have financial issues. People have diagnoses they're going through. People have all three of them at one time. I went through all three different at one time. Work, divorce, mother died, children. I went through the gamut. I'm like, what the heck? But guess what? And then I lost some close friends. Not work associates. I call friends. Roy Richter, the CEA president, was there in my darkest times. I lost him. Captain Endowment. I wish he would have reached out to me. He was there in my lowest. Dennis Mulaney. I mentioned his wife doing the New York Blue Rose. I gave Dennis so much advice. He reached out to me so many times. And at the end, I wish he would have reached out to me. Chief Steven Silks, a dear friend, a mentor. I talked to him 3 months before he passed away, took his life. I wish he would have reached out to me. I could go down a list. I'm probably leaving people off. Mike Amiri, I worked in Brooklyn North. I wish he would have reached out to me. Because they don't realize that what they were thinking in their mind, I went through it. I survived it. And you know what? There's no easy playbook that I could tell you how you survive depression. There's no easy playbook. But I'll tell you, there's signs. There is a heaven. I'll tell you there's signs that God's always watching you. I'll tell you signs that your loved ones want, if they're here with you right now or they're in heaven, they're watching and pulling for you and praying for you. I'm telling you, there are signs and there's reasons for living. First of all, today driving, it was a monsoon of no monsoon. Rained, pouring. windshield wipers going. I still couldn't see some stuff. Coming sideways. Pulled up to the studio. You know, he's got a little air conditioning, not really much. Pouring, and now the sun's out. That is our storms of life in a nutshell. That's what you're going through right now is your storms of life. Don't give up when it's raining so hard because the sun is right around the corner. We will get through this together. All of us pulling together. We always do. Why? Because everyone that watched my show since 2019 or now, or just came on for now, we all been together for a long run, and we're all going to be together for a longer run. This show is not going nowhere. It's about positivity. I know there's people out there that wish the show didn't exist. There are people out there probably, they don't want to live in hope. They don't want to live in don't give up. There's some people, you know, the sky is falling. But this show is for them too. Because one day you will listen, and one day you will understand why we went through the trauma that we did. And why did God put us back together? Like the glass you drop right now on the floor. It breaks in pieces. We are broken. It's how we put it back together defines us all. Motivational messages from Stephen Michael. Keeping it real, ready. Sometimes you don't need to hear their excuses or what they have to say for themselves because their actions already spoke the truth. Amen. Time has a wonderful way of showing us what really matters. Amen. Overthinking is the biggest cause of unhappiness and misunderstanding. Amen. Please. If you continue to carry the breaks from your past, you will end up building the same house. Amen. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, remember how far you have come. Remember everything you faced and all the battles you have won and all the fears you have overcome. That's for everybody. Amen. You don't need to be liked by everyone. Not everyone has good taste. That's true. Accept what it is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. Amen. Whatever we're going to get through, we're going to get through this world together. Now, here's a saying. Ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. Don't let what's happening around you get inside of you and weigh you down. So let me tell you, what was my stress relief? Now, everybody watching my show, I'm always speaking. I'm loud. I'm animated. At work, you know, I'm always talking loud. So on vacation, I found myself at moments just quiet, reflecting. The ocean, in, out. Breakfast right on the water. In, out. Looking at the water. In, out. Not saying much. I'm letting it go. Breathe. We all go through it. That's what it's all about. If you really want to know, some people could do that meditation. Some people could do that doing yoga. Some people could do that doing exercise. Some people could do that laying in bed. Some people could do that standing in line, meditating and letting it go. I found out now that my happy place is the ocean. Even though I'm afraid of sharks, get this straight. I was in the bluest water. I mean, blue, right? Blue. You see everything, all right? I had a fish about this big swim right by me. I'm in about waist deep water, this big. I can see. I said, oh my God. So you know what I'm thinking? Who's he running from? Where's the bigger fish? So I'm left scanning the water, nothing. So I'm here to tell you, my fears are survived. I didn't see one shark. I didn't see one stingray. No barracuda. They were there probably somewhere in the ocean. But guess what? My fear stepping in the water was, what will I run into? And guess what? My fears went away. Most of the time I was outside the water, went away. Just listen to the water, back and forth. So I ask everybody out there, whatever you're going through, just breathe. Things, and we will get this together. All right, perfect. 7 letters, 1 word, right? Why does that word have so much power over us? All we wait for is that perfect day, the perfect song, that perfect moment, that perfect sunset, sunrise, that perfect, marriage proposal, the perfect car, the perfect outfit you went and bought. To live, the 7-letter words. So instead of perfect, I bring up blessed. How about that? Grateful. All right? 7-letter words. That's what we need to live. We bring that up for a reason. We all wait for the perfect this, perfect that. I'm not going to go out till the weather's perfect. I'm not going to sing karaoke till my voice sounds perfect. I'm not going to dance in the rain till the perfect rain comes sideways. Listen, if we wait for the perfect anything, We're going to be waiting here all year after year, like Rip Van Winkle. You're going to go up to the mountain of regrets, come down with a big beard, you know? And the dog's going to age. Rip Van Winkle, we all do it. Perfect. Forgiveness is unlocking the door to set someone free and realizing you were the prisoner. Amen. Someone out there needs to hear these. These are quotes I'm going to say. Some people out there might need. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill, I agree. Life becomes easier when you learn to accept the apology you never got. Oh, my God, that's great. I read the last page of the Bible. It's all going to turn out all right. Billy Graham, amen. Work for a cause, not applause. Live life to express, not to impress. Don't strive to make your presence noticed. Make your absence felt. Amen. Be strong and courageous. Don't be frightened and do not let dismay. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Amen. I'm going to succeed because I'm crazy enough to think that I can. That's how we all should think. Before you quit, remember why you started. People are often unreasonable and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. You are kind. People may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you're honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. If you find happiness, people may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and may it never be enough. Give your best anyway. For you see, in the end, it's between you and God. It's never between you and them anyway. Mother Teresa. God, my mother loved Mother Teresa. That's unbelievable, Mother Teresa. All right, so we're going to go into the next thing, and we're going to go freestyle with the Raptor real quick. You know what? Let me go into suicide real quick. I'll just give you some questions. There's some numbers real. Let me get into it. So 46,000 people a year commit suicide. Suicide is the 12th leading cause of death in the United States. Every day, 125 people take their life by suicide. There is one suicide every 11.5 minutes. Suicide is the third leading cause of death for 15 to 24-year-olds. There is one suicide death every estimated 25 attempts. There's 1.1 million annual attempts in the United States, or one attempt every 27.5 seconds. Males are 4 times likely to die by suicide than females. Females attempt suicide 3 times more than males. An estimated 275,000 each year become suicide survivors. Depression affects 20 to 25% of American ages 18 plus in a given year. Over 50 million suffer from a depression each year. Females suffer from depression at roughly 2 times the rate of men. 12.2 million seriously thought about suicide. 3.2 million made a plan for suicide. And 1.2 million attempted suicide. Staggering numbers. So why is that out there? Listen, suicide is a permanent answer to a temporary problem. Now, you say, okay, how do I know it's temporary? Everything we go through set us up for a reason. I'm going to give you about depression in a nutshell. Think about this. Did you ever, maybe Alexa, the thing, or you have a record player, and it kept on playing the same line over and over? That's depression. Now, serious depression is when the record don't stop playing. And it's playing over, what's going to happen to me? What's the worst that could happen? What could this become? What could this happen? Why me? How am I going to get out of this? What? And you sit and you think about it. You dream about it. You wake up to it. You invite it for breakfast. You invite it to work. You invite it out to a drink with your friends. You invite it in your car on the way home. You invite it in the pool with you. You invite it to the beach. You invite it to the church. You invite it everywhere. You never let it go. It's a broken record. Now, how do we get the broken record to slow down? All right? To skip a little, not to be permanently playing. Well, you got to find your happy place. To me, it's spiritual, inspiration reading. And I found out the beach is my happy place, the water. Listen to the water. Just staying quiet. And that's hard. See, a guy like Stephen Michael, I'll give you real simple. I'm an animated character. That's who I am. But if I come to work and I'm loud, or I go out, I'm loud, people don't understand, don't know me, they misunderstood me. They misunderstand. Who is this guy? He's a loud guy. Why is he talking so loud? Well, I can't hear too well. But the long story short is, it's my personality, right? And then you got the other half that if Stephen Michael goes quiet, oh, he's angry, he's this. Or he must be sad, he must be depressed. At home, why are you quiet? You got two switches. The light goes on, goes off, right? You can't let anybody tell you how do you go through your stuff. Sometimes when I'm quiet, I'm analyzing. Sometimes when I went to the beach, having breakfast on the water, I just stay quiet. It just leaves your body. All right? And I can tell you right now, whatever you're going through will leave your body. One day you'll wake up and like it never happened. You'll remember, because you have scars inside you, the battle we went through, that, a year later, no one sees. They see you happy, smiling. There's a part of you that one time thought you could never smile. There's a part of me. I always tell a story. I used to play video games with my son. He was small. I went through everything. Oh my God. One shot. Boom. Work. Boom. Personal life. Boom. I lost my mother. I never played a video game since. I used to play PlayStation with my son and all this stuff. I never played a video. I always tell you, in my darkest, going through my darkest, I lost that little inner child of that. But guess what? I find my inner child's back. I watch my grandkids play video games. I'm with them. It comes back. The little pile of light that goes out. Part of you, when you go through depression, a serious depression, it's almost like having a stroke. Sometimes you still could talk. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes your body still can function. Sometimes maybe your hand can't. One hand can't. Same thing with depression. Sometimes you lose something in you. I could tell you this. There's times when I went through serious depression, I couldn't be around people laughing, singing, or couples holding hand when I first getting divorced. I was like, I ran the other way. I was like the Grinch. I went to a mountaintop. My dog Cheyenne was Max, the dog. I retreated. The Grinch. I learned in time, oh, look, they're happy. Oh, I can talk, I can interact. No one's going to ask me why you divorced. Why you this? What'd you do wrong? That's a question, right? And that's the problem we have out there. What I learned doing Papa is 2 ears, one mouth. Yeah, I want to jump in a lot, but you have to learn to stop. You can't have what that person's going through. You can say, you're going through A, B only? I went through A, B, C, and D. You can't tell them that. Because A and B, maybe two things or one thing they're going through right now is a life-altering, like they don't know how to survive. You have to listen. You got to offer hope, right? You're going to be there for them. If it means taking them to the doctors, a licensed professional to see, a therapist, that's what we do. 85% of people don't want to die. They don't want to commit suicide, or they don't want to stop the pain. That pain is a broken record. If you talk to them, if you listen to them, that record could stop. Right? 85% of people do not want to commit suicide. They just want to stop the pain. 85 to 90% of people with serious depression, you get them help, therapist and medication, they never go back to that serious depression again because they learn how to cope with the trauma, how to move forward. They learn how to survive and the mechanisms to get back there, and they feel themselves slipping. They go right back to calling that person up, going to get the therapist, going back into being reading again, touching, reaching out to Jesus more. Whatever it is, that's what it's about. All right. Stephen Michaels. I'm going to go back down the list. Stephen Michaels, Freestyle Interactive. DJ Brian, wherever you are, give me a lean. Question number 1. Give yourself a new name. I did this in your favorite color as your first name. Your favorite food as your last name. So your favorite color, so I'm blue chicken. Sorry, chickens, I couldn't kill you in real life. But so your favorite color and your favorite food to eat. I'm blue chicken parmesan. So what's your name? You put color and a favorite food to eat. Tell me your favorite Saturday morning show growing up as a child. I remember Jabberjaw. I remember Scooby-Doo. I remember the Flintstones, H.R. Pup and stuff. I think, what was that? The car that talked. Herbie the Love Bug? No. Speedy the Love Bug? There was one of those cartoons that car talked. I remember watching that. Question 3. Which was your favorite game you played as a child outside with your friends? We do this every week. I think it was Manhunt, Wiffle Ball. Which is your favorite TV character of all time? I'm going to say Archie Bunker. I'm going to say Fred Sanford for Sanford and Son, Red Fox. I love those two. Archie Bunker. I'm dating myself. I was young when that came on, but I think I learned to enjoy them as I got older. So Archie Bunker and Fred Sanford. I like those two, my favorite characters. Al Bundy and J.R. Ewing. I like J.R. Ewing. Would you rather do a vacation sightseeing, relaxing at pool beach, or staycation pool beach? Definitely relaxing pool and beach. I'm all about that. But you learn me. I'm all about getting out of that area. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. I ask God, why you take me through troubled water? He replied, because your enemies can't swim. Amen. God bless that. You'll have good days, bad days, overwhelming days, too tired days. I am awesome days. I can't go on days. And every day you still show up. Amen. I like that. Show up to show out. Having a rough day, place your hand over your heart. Can you feel it? That is called a purpose. You're alive for a reason. Don't ever give up. Amen. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna go out in style. You know, I've been a little mellow today. I'm gonna go out in style. I gotta live up to my reputation here. So, listen, September 27th, Friday Thank Cop, great event. You get your tickets. Go on the flyer on the Friday Thank Cop page, on my page. Get tickets. It's a great event. It's going to be probably sold out. Everybody goes to have a good time. It's going to be really fun. It's like going to WrestleMania, a Broadway play, a live concert, and a wedding all at the same time. You know, you don't know if you're coming or going. You know, and that's what it's about. Life's, if it's not knowing you're coming or going. I'm going to talk to you now. Don't look back with regret. Look forward with hope. I'm going to talk to you right now. Why you should go on. Now, sometimes I don't want to repeat myself because I don't even remember what I say show to show. So if you really want to know about Stephen Michael in a nutshell, I don't watch my shows. I don't try to memorize my lines. I never do, never will. That's not me. I can't. All right? I'm authentic, honest, right from the heart. I speak from myself. So I'm going to tell you why life is worth living. All right? Life is worth living because you're on this earth for a reason. Life is worth living because you were put here for a reason, not a season, for a lifetime. Life is worth living because everybody's watching you. All right? Children, family members, and they are amazed of what life threw at you, and you're still here. They're amazed that why, when they gave you everything, I'll do a Hulk Hogan leg drop. Life gave you a Hulk Hogan leg drop. Ozzy Osbourne, chair shot. Life left you in the middle of the ring, counting you out, yet you still raise your hand up. You grab the rope like Rocky Balboa. People are amazed you're still here. You want to know why? Because we're warriors. We're here for a reason. We're survivors. Yes. You know what? Bad things happen. Yes. You know what? Not every day is a great day. But guess what? Every day above earth in this world is a grateful day. Be grateful. Somewhere out there, someone's battling for their last breath. Somewhere out there, a baby's being born into a beautiful world. Yes. Life sometimes is like the weather out there. Hot, hazy, humid, sweating. And then a monsoon, storms of life. You feel like you're up to the water. And then the sun comes out and dries it all up. Guess what? That's life in a nutshell. Someone asked me, what is life? I'm going to tell you. Have you ever gone on Space Mountain? I'll tell you the first time I went on Space Mountain. Now, you look at that guy. I go on any water ride you want to put me on. I have no problem. I don't like rides. Go upside down. I don't like ride. I don't like getting dizzy. I don't like height. And I don't like getting spun around or big drops, all right? Because I almost fell out of a roller coaster as a kid. I don't like that. So the first time I go on Space Mountain, this is life. You're about to get in a chair, and my friend already went on, the best ride, Space Mountain. Ric Flair was on wrestling. Woo! Space Mountain. I got to go on Space Mountain. I'm a little kid. I got to go on Space Mountain. But I'm scared. You go inside, you get online, go up and down. It's dark, right? It's dark, like life. Life gets a little dark. You sit down in Space Mountain, they strap you in. And all I said, please tell me I don't go upside down. All right? Please tell me, don't worry about it. All right? So here I am, like life, just strapped in. It's dark, and I'm worried what's next. And all of a sudden, you go from 0, it starts up 10, 9, 8, and you're like, what the heck? And they got all these lights coming at you, like you're in a spaceship, like you're in space. I'm like, oh my God. Now, you want to know fear? Imagine me as an adult right now with a shark fin coming at me. That's fear. As a kid, imagine me on a roller coaster in the dark. Everything I'm afraid what's going to happen to me. Am I going to go upside down? Is it going to drop I can't see. I am probably going to the bathroom with my pants almost. All right? Scared. 4, 3, 2, and you start going, like time walk. You go into space, drop right away. Not that bad. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm holding on for my life. My hands are in there. They say, don't put your hands out. You could lose them. I am not putting my hands. They're staying around my waist, holding the bar. I am holding on like I'm riding a Bronco. Next thing you know, it's taking turns in life. I'm like, oh my God. Is this ride ever going to end? Oh my God. Is it right? I'm like, what could go worse? Another turn. Next thing you know, it's over. I get off the ride. I can't believe it. I survived. Space Mountain. Like Ric Flair. That is life going through life. You get into this situation, you don't even know what's going to happen to us. Right? You're in the dark. You're thinking everything worse. I'm going to drop a building. I'm going to go upside down. I'm going to fall out of this harness. I'm going to lose my hands. Don't raise it high. Hold on for life. You're twisting and turning all over. I'm going to fall. And in the end, you pull into it's all over. And you can't wait to get off on a damn platform. Same thing what we'll go through in life. You know? If someone asks you what anxiety is, tell them Space Mountain. Stephen Michael tell you Space Mountain. That is anxiety. You sit down, you fear before you take off, you go upside down, you go inside out, you're in the dark, twist and turns, and then it's over. Like you never started. And they ask you, want to go back on again? I say, I go a small world. All right? Yeah, go. All right? But you go back. And I'll tell you as an adult, one more story. I think it was in Animal Kingdom. The Yeti. I think it was called the Yeti. They're big. Now I got my kids. They're small. My ex-wife. I don't like roller coasters. Now it's an outdoor roller coaster. It goes up. And I'm like, does it go upside down? And all the guys said no upside down. So I had to go on with the kids, right? They put me in the last car. I'm going to tell you this. The last car. I could have went in the front. I was scared because you get everything. I could have went in the middle, which I should have did. They put me in the last car. I thought, okay, I know what's coming. So here you are in a Yeti. I'm in the last car with my son, the ex-wife, the mother of the kids. She's in the car before me with my daughter. I'm in the last car. It goes up, boom, 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 and now it goes through a mountain, and it stops on top, right? It stops. It don't go down. Guess what it's going to do? Go backwards. Now, I'm in the last car. It goes backwards. You want to know? My son's like, hee, my daughter, and here I am holding on for dear life because I don't know what's coming on. I'm going backwards, down a hole, to the left, to the right. It ends. I get off the ride. I kiss the ground. My kids laugh. You know, later in life, I learned to go on Tower of Terror, which I learned to go on rock and roller coaster upside down in the dark. I went with a friend whose father beat stage 4 cancer, and he said perception is worse than reality. And I said, you survived cancer, I'll go on this ride, and I did. And I'm telling you right now, what we perceive is going to happen, in reality, it's not going to happen. You battle that battle. You prove who you are. You know what? They picked the wrong person to come after. You know, your disease, they picked the wrong person to come after. You're a warrior. Your anxiety, they picked the wrong person to come after. You're a fighter. Your worries, they picked the wrong person to go after because you're going to wait out the worries. All right? That's who we are. We battle tested. We're like Rocky Balboa. We get punched, cut me up, Mick, and get me back in the ring. That's me. Crash dummy, whatever you want to call it. Bozo, hit me a couple times, back and forth. I come back for more. That's life. If you're going through it right now, look in the mirror. You see that person across from you? Give him a high five. Give her a high five. You want to know why? You are a survivor. You overcome so much. You should get a gold medal in living, all of us. Because you know how many times we felt that hurt our life? How many times we fell off the balance beam of regrets? How many times we had the setback on the monkey bars? All right? So for everybody out there, I just going to put Johnny Williams Lawrence picture up real quick before I go, Bobby. So Johnny Williams Lawrence usually do virtual vacation. We'll be back next Thursday with DJ Brian. Johnny Williams Lawrence, you know what? It was 19 years and change, NYPD police officer, died of cancer. My friend, my coworker, my co-host, my brother, my family member. You know? He's a man that taught me about battling. This guy battled to the end. I seen Johnny go from a big muscle guy down to fighting, down to like very low weight. Never lost a smile. So if you're out there right now, you're in the perfect family, keeping the real Steve Michael family. We're all here for each other. You need to reach out to one of us. God bless you till we meet again next week. I'm sorry. I talked for 50, I don't know how many minutes, 50 something, 52 minutes. Dang, I missed the music. I missed that. I didn't have a commercial. What am I going to do? Brought to you by LifeVac. You want to do LifeVac right now? Then go after the commercial? All right. We're going off the air. God bless you till we meet again next Thursday. Keeping it real, Steve Michael says, you matter. You're important. You make a difference. This world's a better place with you in it. Don't give up. Never give in to your worries. You will make it through shining than you ever went through. God bless you till we meet again next week. I'll see you next Thursday.